go through all these questions. So it shows a square here. Let's say this is a square and 4 identical semicircles. A square and 4 identical semicircles. You can see the semicircle here, right? Just in case you didn't see. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice something that the semicircle, they overlap. Okay, now it's asking you what is the area of the shaded parts. You're looking for this part, this part, this part, and this part. Okay, remember that most of the question that I actually gave you, right, is actually looking for like this part here, maybe this part here. So whereby you can use this, whereby you can use like, if I use a square, this is a square, right? And minus away this semicircle, this first semicircle. What I'll have is this. But then now it's not the same. You realize that if you do that, what you have will be, the shaded area will be this. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. So, something very easy here. I have a square and I have 4 semicircles. So let me do this. So I first draw, so this is the first semicircle and the second semicircle. And the, where's my third semicircle? Third semicircle, and then the fourth semicircle. Do you see something here? This is the shape of the shaded area, right? But I have a box outside. So if I were to remove the box outside, remove this 9, that means once I remove the box outside, right, you won't be able to see the box. That means I remove the box. So this 9 will be gone. This 9 will be gone. So can you still see the box? No, right? Then it becomes the shape, is the area of the shaded parts. So how is it? So it is actually your first semicircle, second semicircle, third semicircle, and fourth semicircle minus away the box. So will be 4 semicircle minus away the box will give you the shape of this, which is your shaded area. Okay, so 4 semicircle, you know that if it's a, let me find something first. 4 semicircle is what? It's actually 2 circles, correct or not? You have 4 semicircles, is actually 2 circles. So if you were to find the area of 2 circles, so it's pi r square times 2. Minus away the area of the box is 50 times 50. Okay? So if you do pi r square, right, 3.14. What is the radius? The radius is from this end to this end. If you know the total is 50, over here will be 25. So it will be times 25 times 25. This whole thing here times 2. You minus off 50 times 50. It will give you a value of 1425 centimeters square. Okay? Hope that this is clear. Okay, let's go on to the next question. This question is more easy, right? It's something that you are actually very familiar with. What is the area of the paper left? So what is if you see like that, what is the paper left? The paper left is this portion here, right? Correct or not? So this is very similar to the video that I actually shared with you. We just take the box. If I take this box, I know that this is a box. And minus away this semicircle. Correct or not? Minus away this semicircle, the box, where I minus away this a box. When I minus away the semicircle, I will have this shape here. I'm left with this shape here. Okay? And then here, drop off. Here is no more. No more, huh? And then I use the remaining of this to minus away this quarter circle. So this will drop off. And this will drop off. Right now. And then you realize that the arc here will be and then this remaining minus off this thing here. What's the minus of this thing here? This will drop off. And then this will drop off. Correct? Then you will see this here. So now you can see what is left is the area of the paper. So you have to use the square and minus off this semicircle and minus off the 2/4. Correct? And then this is what you will left. But you realize that one semicircle and 2/4, right, makes a whole circle. Correct? So in this case, you just use the square to minus off the whole circle, the area of the whole circle. What is the area of the box? This halfway point here is 18 already. So this whole length here will be 18 times 2. Will be equals to 36. Okay, so if it's 36, right, the area of the square will be 36 times 36 minus away the area of a circle. The area of a circle will be pi r square. Pi r square. So will be 36 times 36 minus pi is 3. You say what is the pi? Or express your answer in terms of pi. Times radius will be 18 times 18 it will give you a value of 1296 minus of 324 pi. So because it asks you to express this was the area left, remaining area will be this. Express the answer in terms of pi. So the remaining area will be 1296 minus 324 pi. This is the first answer. Please write a sentence. You can write the remaining area is this. Okay, then it's asking you what is the perimeter of the paper that is left. Okay, perimeter, right? Remove this portion here. Now we are doing question B. Perimeter is actually this whole thing here, right? The one highlighted in blue. And you know that this is one full circle, correct? Because of semicircle and 1/4. So I can find the perimeter of a whole circle. And then I must add back this 9 here. This 9 here. And then I know that this 9 here is 18, right? Because it's half. Here it says it's half of the box. So I know that this 9 here is 18 centimeter. 18 centimeter. So the perimeter, total perimeter, right, equals to the circle at 18 at 18. Okay, so what is the perimeter of the circle? Perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, right? This is not area, this perimeter. 2 pi r at 18 at 18. So 2 pi, what is r? R is 18, right? So I add 18 at 18. Because here is times 2 times pi times 18. So it's different. You cannot add this 18 into this portion here. 2 times 18 will be 36. Pi at 18 at 18 will be 36. Okay? So this is centimeter. Understand? Because I need to add back this portion and this portion. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, let's go to the third question. The figure below is made of a circle and 4 semicircle. A circle and 4 semicircle. Okay, what is the ratio of the unshaded area to the shaded area? So now it's asking you about the ratio of the shaded and the unshaded area. So I know that the area, right, of the shaded is actually 4 semicircle, correct or not? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the area 4 semicircle is equals to 2 circle. So area of shaded, right, will be 2 times pi r squared. So it didn't say what is the radius. Okay, then never mind. Let us just put it as 1. Because after that we are looking for the ratio. It can actually cancel out. Or maybe I'll just leave it as r. Okay, so it's the area of the shader will be 2 pi r squared. This is the area of the shader. What is the area of the shader? This small circle. Okay, you have 2 choices. I will just leave it as r. So that means this here is r. Okay. So area of the unshaded will be the big circle minus of the small circle, right? So area of the big circle big circle here. You know the semicircle have a radius of this r. Then what about the big circle? Big circle will be, the radius of the big circle will be r and r, that means 2r already. So area of big circle is pi r squared. But then this r will be 2r squared. Then you have pi, 2 times 2 is 4 r squared. So I adjust a bit now. So it's 4 pi r squared. So the unshaded area will be the big circle minus the small circle, right? Unshaded will be the big circle minus away the 4 semicircle, area of the 4 semicircle. 4 semicircle. So will be 4 pi r squared minus 2 pi r squared. So will be 2 pi r squared. Now it's asking you the ratio of the unshaded area to the ratio of the shaded area. So unshaded to the ratio of the shaded. So unshaded is right 2 pi r squared. Ratio of the shaded is 2 pi r squared. So it's actually, can you see, it's 1:1. The ratio of the unshaded area, which is this portion here, to the shaded area is 1:1, because you see the unshaded is 2 pi r squared. The shaded area is also 2 pi r squared. So it's 1:1. Okay. Okay, let's go to this question. Move this over. A mix out of a rectangle and a square. Okay, rectangle and a square. Will this tell you that it's a rectangle and a square? Square is here. Okay. What is the area of the shaded if the area of the square is 1440? So I know that this is a square, right? So I just draw here, extend. And then this square is 1440 for the area. So I know here is 999, here is also 999. That means here is 999 also. And then what about here? Here, over here, this 9 here with this 9 here is the same. Okay, I can see something. Let's draw this. This square, because see, you can see integral of 9 here. Correct or not? Because you know this 9 here will be the same as this 9. And this 9 here will be the same as this 9. So now it's asking you what is the area of the shaded part. The shaded part will be this part here. Somehow when we do such thing, we should be able to shift some of the shaded area. Do you know that this, what is the area of this? If this is 1 line here, this is 1 line here, and then this 1 line here. So the area of all the triangle here is actually half times base times height. Half times this thing, 1 line here times this thing. Correct or not? This is the area of the triangle here. And then you know that this area, because it's the same as this area here, correct or not? And then this triangle is also the same as this triangle here, correct? So why not I just move this shaded area up to here, this triangle up to here, and then move this unshaded triangle up down here, because the area is the same, right? So I just let me move over first. I move this shaded over to here. So here become shaded. Okay. And then, oops. Here become unshaded. Here become unshaded. So if I move over, can you see that it's a square minus the quarter of a circle? It's the square here, and minus a quarter of a circle, correct or not? And you already know that this square here, the area is 144 centimeter square. What times what, which is it must be the same, will give you 144. When you realize that 12 times 12, right, will give you 144. So it means that over here is 12. And over here is 12 also. Correct? So then you can easily find what is the area of the quarter here. Because which is this area, you need to find the area of inside. It's 1/4 of a circle that is shaded. So area of quarter. The quarter here. Which is the shaded portion. Is actually equals to 1/4 times pi r squared. This is the radius of a circle. Circle is like that, up here. This will be the radius, correct? 1/4 times 12 times 12 will give you 113.04 centimeters squared. So the shaded area is actually it's actually 113.04 centimeters squared, which is this portion here, which is the total shaded area. Okay? Okay, let's come to this question. It says that let me put this in this. It says that ABCD is a square. So I know that here is a square. It will tell you that it is a square. Okay. ABCD is a square. E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint, which means that here is also a midpoint. Okay. Find the area of the shaded part of the figure. I know that there's like a circle, and then there's a square. For cases like that, you try to see, is there any possibility that you can move the shaded to another area to make it more easy for you. Okay, I use this ruler first. Let me do the midpoint. Here is the midpoint. Around here is the midpoint. Okay? So what I can do is I just try to connect it. See if I can see any pattern. Likewise here, this one. Okay. So can you see something here? Here, 21 divided by here is 21 divided 2, right? 21 by 2 will give you a value of 10.5 centimeter. Over here is also 10.5 centimeter. Okay? Can I move? Oops. Can I move this thing here? This triangle here into this triangle here. Because this is a square. Square is made up of two rectangles. Correct or not? If you didn't realize, this is a square. A square is made up of two rectangles. Which is the midpoint, the midpoint. So if you realize, right, the area of this rectangle is the same as the area of this rectangle. Correct or not? Just like you see this question here. Let's say if this 9 is the same, let's say this 9 is the same as this 9, is the same as this 9, is the same as this 9, is the same as this 9. And then this 9 here will be the same as this 9. This is the same as this 9 because it's half of a square. So it's 10.5 divided 2. Here, the value of this one is the same as the value of this one. So you can see that very easily see is very quite similar like this question. I can move this, the area of this portion here, because it's half times base times height. Here is half times base, the base is here, times height. Correct or not? So the area is the same. So if I were to move this here, then I will have to first shape here. Then here become a shaded area, and then over here become a shaded area. Because I move this out, So here become white and shaded. So I try to gather all the shaded area to one place. If I see the area should be the same. I shaded, huh? Alright. Then what? From here, what can I see? The shaded area is actually a semicircle, right? And what will be this, the area of a semicircle? Area of this shaded area equals to half times pi r squared. Half times pi say pi is 22 over 7 times radius. What is the radius? The radius here will be this portion here, right? Which is 10.5. Will actually give you an answer of 173.25 centimeters squared. So some of the time when you see a question like that, you will try to gather the shaded area to one place. When you see this area is the same as this area, because you know the half times base times height, they have the same, like the base and the height when it comes, you will have the same like, let's say if you don't trust me, let's say if this 9 here, which is this 9 here, is actually 10.5 centimeter, correct? What about this 9 here? This 9 here is actually 10.5. Here is 10.5 divided 2. Which is here is 5.25 centimeter. So this area here is the area of the triangle here. This portion here, this triangle, equals to half times base 5.25 times height. Height is 10.5. Times 10.5 centimeter, which is this blue thing here. Then what about this thing here? This portion here. This portion here. What is the area? It's half times what is this? It's 5.25, right? 5.25 times what is this? Because here is 10.5, right? This is the total is 21. Here is 10.5 times 10.5. So can you see that the area of this portion is actually the same as the area of this portion? So I can switch this shaded area out, and then I can clearly see that actually the total shaded area is actually just a semicircle. Okay,